Hello, I'm Chris Chrisman,
And I'm Chris Vogel.
and my wife Tara is running the camera. Today we're going to go over doing some maintenance on your dredge pump here, getting it ready for the season since spring's just around the corner of the snow melting. So we're going to tear into it and give you some tips on how to make this thing run to peak performance and give you the best suction you can get for pulling that gold out of the water. Alright, so the pump we're working on today is powered by a Subaru motor. Many of you guys might have a Honda or Brazen Stratton on your dredges. But in a few minutes I'm going to go over with you the carburetor and do some maintenance on that and show Chris here also, give him some points on what to do to make this thing run right. Alright, first we're going to start off by taking the pump housing off, make sure we don't have any imperfections or anything inside there, no rocks or sticks jammed into the impeller, which could interfere with your performance. So first we'll take the pump housing off here. Chris, you want to get those bottom ones there? Alright, now you got the pump housing off here. First you want to check inside and make sure there's no scars in this housing here and make sure no imperfections or maybe rocks getting sucked into the impeller and jamming in here that could lose your performance on your pressure on your pump.
Or gold, right?
Or gold, yeah. Less pressure, you won't get as much suction down the nozzle. Also, you want to get inside here, make sure there's no rocks wedged inside here or any sticks or debris that would cause these veins to get plugged up. And you also want to get back in here, make sure that there's no debris behind here that could get into your seal and affect your seal. As you start sucking air in, you're not going to have as much suction once you start sucking air bubbles. Alright, so now we got the pump housing back on. We make sure there's nothing wrong with the pump. It's all good to go. Next thing we're going to do is move on to the other side here. The main key thing you want to do is make sure you get the gas from last year out, the old rotten gas out of the gas tank. That could decrease your performance or make the pump not even run. So with that said, we already got that taken care of on ours. We're going to move on to the carburetor. Alright, so we talked about that. Next thing we're going to do is move on to the carburetor. Carburetor is the most important part because it's what supplies the fuel into the engine and keeps the pump running and keeps giving you air so you keep breathing. Alright, so now we're going to start taking the carburetor apart. First step is you're going to pull the float bowl off the bottom. Might be a good idea to wear some gloves to get some gas on you and won't make a bad day. So here's the thing we're looking for. Right here, see that? We got some crud in there. That right there will plug up your jets in your carburetor, which will make your pump die, which will cut off one of your key vitals, and that's air while you're diving. So we're going to get some carburetor cleaner. We're going to get that cleaned up. Alright, so we got the carburetor float blow off. You got some cleaner here. We're going to clean it out. Make sure you have safety glasses in. Trust me, you don't want to get the stuff in your eyes that feels just about like 1,000,000 volts going to your eyeballs. We're going to get this in there. We're going to get that cleaned out real well. Any crud in there. Maybe grab a paper towel here and scrub a little bit. Get that all cleaned up. One last little shot. Also couldn't hurt to blow a little air out. Next step we want to do is check the jets. So that's clean. We need to get into the jets and clean the jets out. Right here is the needle jet, or the main jet. That's what meters of fuel going into your motor. This has got a very small orifice, so we want to take it out, make sure it's clean. Sometimes these can get stuck in there too from sitting over the winter. Very careful, this small part's easy to lose. Alright, we got our needle jet out, or our main jet out. We're going to squirt a little cleaner through it. Alright, it's going right through. That way we know it's clean. Put it back in. All right, so we got our needle jet, our needle back in there. We got our float bowl cleaned out. One last thing we want to check is we want to check the float right here, make sure it's moving. That's more fuel into the carburetor. Turn the fuel valve on there, make sure we got fuel flow. That way we know we're getting fuel. All right, now we'll, since we're all good there, we'll go ahead and put things back together, and then we'll move on to the next step. And then, all right, Chris. Last but not least, we'll run over the last two things. Air filter. Air filter's another thing. You want to make sure that's not plugged up. It's nice and clean. If that gets plugged up, that could hinder your performance. So we got that. That's good and clean. Another thing you might want to do, other than that, would be to check your oil. Maybe change it if it's dark or dirty. That's another thing that could really cause serious damage if you don't tend to it. Other than that, that's all the maintenance you really need to do to your pump. Maybe take it out, put the garden hose in the intake of the pump and let it run just a little bit so you got water on your seal so it doesn't burn the seal up, and fire the pump up and let it run for a while. And once it runs for a while, you can check the air compressor, make sure it's putting out air. Other than that, that should be all you need to know to make your pump run great and give you good performance throughout the mining season.
Let's go dredging then.
Let's go dredging. With that being said, we'll wait for that snow to melt and get out there and go find some gold. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a great day.